There we go. We're recording. Okay.
Got it.
Right.
Yay. At last.
Roberto Feldman. Hello,
yes,
mate.
Yes,
How are you doing?
Robert. Good. Great.
Is that
Having a pint.
beautiful glass of beer?
Yeah. Sorry, I thought we're only doing audio, so I thought I'll get away with that.
It's okay. The videos for the patrons only, so only they will know that you are a raging alcoholic. So don't worry.
All right.
Yeah.
Some exclusive stuff.
Oh, geez. Look at you. So you're living the high life here. I'm in a dingy bedroom in Brixton. You're drinking fried potatoes and beers. What's going on?
That's Ukraine. That's Ukraine.
Is that how it is? Now, what's the time difference? You must be ahead by
2 hours.
2
Yeah,
hours.
we're like 2 hours ahead.
Okay, so that's just about a reasonable amount of time to be. It's not kvass, yeah?
Ish.
It's larger.
We're getting there.
So how are you doing, man? How are you doing? It's been a while.
I've been great. It's been crazy, because we were trying to set it up, like 20 times.
Yeah, we've been doing it for a few
miserably.
months, I think. Yeah. Came close a couple of times.
Because I'm like, at the moment, for those who don't know, we went to the same drama school. We did MA together.
Yeah.
Which is wild. It sounds like, it was like in the previous life, but it still is very current, like I get flashbacks a lot. Do you?
Absolutely, dude. I tell you a funny flashback I got the other day. I'm putting together my new website and I was looking through like old photos of like professional stuff I've done. And I found like a photo of our showcase, at drama school, and there's all the headshots of everyone looking absolutely awful, of course, and then there's you with just a blank white piece of paper, and I'm like, this motherfucker might be the most successful out of all of us right now, and look how gangster he always was.
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't changed since, I've been terrible with those headshots and like keeping up to date, and but it's been busy. It's been great. I've been very lucky to do Killing Eve. That's probably the only one that people might recognize. Obviously not in this part of the world, it seems like it didn't happen. I don't know if what do you want to talk about, mate? That's the thing.
Listen, look, we're friends, so we can just chat shit, or we can talk about professional stuff. I mean, you always seem to be busy shooting stuff. That's always fun. People want to hear that. People love Killing Eve, so if you want to talk about that, people will absolutely love that.
Amazing. I got some great fans in where is it? It's somewhere Asia, Philippines or somewhere like that.
Yeah, it's big there, isn't it? Yeah,
they were great.
My friend does he does tours of London, and one of the most popular one is the Killing Eve tour. People come from all over the world just to see the locations and learn some trivia and stuff, ask questions. It's like got a massive fan following.
That's crazy. That's insane. But you know how that all happened?
No.
We were going to Edinburgh Fringe Festival with an independent theatre company. So you basically put like your money in, just to get there and
right, and hope that you turn a profit. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, so it's a bunch of crazy Ukrainians, and we had this show, Ubu the King, and it's based on a play by Alfred Jarry, who was like a French surrealist playwright at the time. It's like a bunch of Ukrainians with really bad English, and it was the style in which we did it. It was like, done in bad English. So the accent was full on. And I thought, like, nobody knows us. So we have to, we have a lot of like seats to fill in. So I started to email casting directors and producers and whoever I could, just to say, hey, we're doing this show. If you want, you can come around, have a drink afterwards. So like what I was thinking is that one of the guys from our company might get, something out of it.
Yeah.
So I've sent out like 500 letters, 500 emails. Nobody came to see the show.
Classic.
So it's one of those, when you have more actors on stage than in the audience.
Yeah, I've been there.
Typical Fringe production. But like a month later, when we got back to Ukraine, I got an email from a casting director from Killing Eve. And I saw the show before that. And my girlfriend, my wife-to-be, really liked it. Like at first we couldn't believe that, it looked odd, like a
phishing scam or something like that.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
But they just kept emailing us, like, record some scenes, send them to us. That's what we did, and so that was kind of very random.
Wow, yeah. And so you did a self-tape at home, and you just sent it off, thinking like, "There's no way this leads to anything."
Well, it was like once I checked everything that that's the actual thing. We rented the studio. We got like a friend of mine who's a good cinematographer.
Right.
Helped us to record them, so like the quality was really good.
Nice, yeah.
So yeah, I've spent my last money on it because like we did the self tapes. I've spent like all the money I had because I was broke at the time. And then there was another thing with a passport, because I had to get a working visa, and like partly it was shot like in Romania, partly in UK. So I had to get like one more passport so they could do it like at the same time as we were shooting. So I spent my like the next week I spent my last money like on to get my new passport like fast tracked. So it was crazy, like, you have to just bet on it. You have to
absolutely,
you have to risk
right?
it.
Yeah,
because I regretted it. They said like, oh, sorry, we won't be able to do the visa in time. So it was almost like I was almost done, because they were like, sorry, we will have to bring somebody else in because of all the paperwork.
But then it all just magically managed to work out in time. It just
the last minute, because I told him, listen, I'll get my like second passport, to go to Romania while I'll be obtaining visa for UK. And they were like, can you do that like in 2 days? I was like, I'll call the minister, like whatever.
Right.
And I didn't know anybody at the time, but I was, it's just like, I don't know.
Wow, it all came together, huh? That's so cool, though. I mean, I always think like with any kind of like success stories, what it's like you have to film so many things, right? So many like self-tapes, especially nowadays with COVID, so many little things that you film, you put a lot of time into learning, you try and make it look good, you send it off, and just so many of them just disappear and you just never hear anything, right?
Absolutely. How many no's do you hear?
Yeah, well, like exactly. You don't even fucking hear the no's. That would give me some idea. Yeah, exactly. But like the stories where you hear the yes are so similar to the stories where you hear the no. It's so weird. It's always this last minute thing, and it's just on this kind of like, could be nothing, or actually you've got the job, quick. And it's such a psychotic way to run an industry. I've no idea why it has to be this way. Is it different in Ukraine?
Nah, if anything, it's even worse, Like, you get your script on the day, and they're like, here's like a 5-page monologue.
Right.
Why can't you just learn it on the spot? Like, what's your problem? It's in Spanish.
No, you've always been good with lines, though. You've always been quick with that stuff. So I'm imagining you're quite like flexible, adaptable with that stuff.
Do you know what? Not for like Ukrainian, way of doing it. I'm actually quite slow with the lines, so I prefer when you have like a week beforehand,
Right.
you know, so you can just, it goes into your body
Huh.
and you feel free with that.
Why do you think that is? Do you think there's a reason for that? Is it like, I wonder what that is that would, because literally at drama school, you were someone would give you a script, you would be straight away, you'd be into the script in your own world. If it was a monologue, you wouldn't want to interact with other people, and people would be like, Feldman's doing his thing, and you'd just be intensely like going through this thing. There'd already be this physicality involved. And I'd be like, oh my God, and you come in and you'd be off book immediately. And if you made a mistake, you would be like, like furious at yourself for even putting like a word wrong.
Yeah, you know what? It like, England has changed me so much, because like maybe, you know, like over there I come across as somebody like aggressive and full of energy, but I'm nothing in comparison to some of the guys we have here. They're fucking beasts, theatrical beasts. You don't want to be nowhere near them. Some of the guys we have, it's just ridiculous.
Really? It's a different animal, is it?
Yeah. And the amount of like poems and random shit they can recite. I mean, I once had an actor I had a scene with. He had like a 8-page monologue, and you know, he just did it like in no time. And I was like, how the fuck? What is this? Do they inject you with something? I don't know.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, I don't think you ever came across as aggressive necessarily in like a threatening way to other people, but always hard on yourself. Are you less hard on yourself nowadays?
I'm more disappointed, you know, with the industry, because you remember how we've been taught, like you know, a screenwriter or a playwright, you know, they choose words very carefully, so you have to study them. Because like each character, it's like a different voice. But when you get to those TV shows, TV soaps, it's just bad writing, and it takes you a while to realize that. So stupidly enough, you try to learn it, you know, like as good as you can, and then it turns out that it's terrible writing, and there's nothing you can do about it. The only thing you can do is improvise, add things, add voice to the characters. So from going from, you know, that from our training, when I was trying to learn like everything word by word, now I'm at that point when I'm sometimes, if it's a bad script, I look at it and I'm like, I'm gonna change fucking everything. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. You know, it's like at the end of the day, it's you, and like in the shot, and you know, you it's embarrassing. So some of the things. Is it so bad in the UK? Because like people have been asking me, but I was lucky, you know, to get to, like, in Killing Eve, I didn't want to change a thing. Right. It's like that was perfect, you know.
Well, I think that's won all kinds of awards for its writing. That is definitely a show that people would be like, you know, it's on a pedestal in terms of the acting, the writing, the directing, everything, even the conception. People adore that show. But like, if you're talking about soaps, I think I've heard actors who've been on soaps for like, you know, 30 years who are basically like what you said, really. They're kind of like, I basically ignore the script because whatever the character says, it's just going to be basically me saying it. And if I get the beats, like, have you ever watched, this is a bit of a weird comparison, but if you watch Larry David talk about Curb Your Enthusiasm, which is one of my favorite comedies of all time, he doesn't write full scripts. He writes scenarios. and he interacts with characters in the scenarios, and maybe there'll be like a line that he really wants to be in there, right? That like the comic premise turns around based on that line. But a lot of the other stuff will just be like the back and forth, the reactions and stuff. And if you are solid and you know how to do and operate in that environment, then the gold will come. And I think with soaps, it's not so much the gold. That's not really what you're aiming for. But it's like, can we get through this scene? Because we've got a lot to do today. And I need it to be workable. I need it to be good. I need it to be okay. So are we good? And then they just kind of like, bush, 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 bush. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. How many scenes did you like shoot a day?
Oh my God.
On a TV show.
They try and pack as many in. Like for a soap, I've not done soaps, but I've had friends who done soaps, and they find it frustrating because like if they feel like they've done something wrong, it doesn't matter. Like they'll be like, you know, can we go again? And they'll be like, nope. I'll be like, no, please, I really didn't do a good job. They're like, no, it's fine, move on. And then it's just on to the next. And it's like, oh God. Is it the same in Ukraine?
Absolutely, yeah. I had that experience because there's one Ukrainian director. I wanted to work with him for a long time, but like I had a few shooting days with him last week, and he has to shoot like 30 minutes of material every day. Yeah. It's crazy. And it's like, you know, we've only done the scene once, and I looked at him and I was like, was it any good? And he was like, no. But we have to move on.
Oh, it's so bad. No.
so like, yeah, and sometimes it's really hard because like what we were trying to do was supposed to be a comedy.
Right.
I'm not sure if it's going to be like
if it's going to turn out that way.
Oh yeah. But it's because you have to be very particular about the style of the comedy, because we have a mix, like it's a crime detective story, but it's supposed to be light and comic, and to find that, especially if you're there for like, you know, only a few days,
and with basically no rehearsal, it's like hitting the right tone. That's much harder for comedy, especially if it's kind of like nuanced like that. If it's like broad slapstick stuff, it's just like, I don't know, whacking with the wood and we'll be okay. And same with soaps. It's just like, be really angry or be really jealous or something like that. You know, just play something bold and that's it. But like, if you're trying to do like this complicated, like it's funny, but it's dark and it's noir, but you're an interesting character and you get one take, go. It's like...
I hate it. But what I hate even more, because like if you have like a proper scene, like a lot of text, then you're kind of, you know, you can work it out. But if you have just like one line, I think that's the toughest. Yeah, because the pressure is on. It's really hard. It's really easy to fuck it up.
And it seems like there's no, like, there used to be this kind of middle ground, but now it doesn't exist. It's either like, it's all pretty low budget and it's like, go, 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 or it's the biggest budget in the world and we spend the whole day on a 2-second clip.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to do that either. That just is awful as well. It's like that whole middle ground has been completely cut out. It's like Marvel or independent. That is it. That's all you've got. So bizarre.
Especially with commercials. If you do a commercial with kids or animals, that gets really tough.
Yeah, I've done that. Yeah, the babies. They have to keep swapping out the babies. Have you done one with that? Have you done one with babies? Babies have the strongest union of any acting group I know.
See, you guys, you cheat, you swap babies. We keep the same baby.
Oh, you're just working them into the ground
until it's gonna bleed from the eyes. I mean, like one of directors I know who's done tons of commercials in Ukraine. He left because of that. He left the industry because he just couldn't handle it. the way they treat like children and
Really?
animals. Yeah.
Is it bad?
It's, yeah, it gets ugly. And
is the union
because we don't have any unions.
There is no union.
Nah, none.
Oh, geez. So in terms of contracts, is it just always done every time, like anew? There's no standard. Wow, that must be tough.
Yeah, it depends. I mean, if you have a good agent, then they'll sort it out for you. But otherwise, most of the time you'll get fucked.
Is there like a movement to create a union? Is there a strong support for that idea, or is it just like practically going to be too much of a challenge?
Well, we talk about it every year, and the thing is, you have to have, like, I don't know, 20% of the actors that are working full time. If they'll support that, then it's going to be fine. But they're not really interested because they've got work. So
right, so for them,
they don't really have to. Yeah, because I mean, like for things like unions, you need to have 1 or 2 leaders at least.
Yeah, and
those people, I don't think they'll be working as actors. I think they'll be hated by every producer possible.
Right, exactly. Because I mean, you've got to stick your neck above it, don't you? And then everyone's going to be taking shots at you, and it's like a full-time thing, trying to fight, all the admin, but also trying to fight constantly for the actors' rights. And yeah, I mean, we complain about it in the UK because our union's not that strong, and especially not compared to America. But it's definitely better to have a union than every man for himself type thing, I think.
But still, you guys are great. I mean, like, it's really well organized. You can look it up. Everything is clear. You get what you get paid for. Yeah,
there's a structure in place, and there's some agreements, and they've done some things. They just don't have. They used to have a lot more power, and the actors used to have a lot more say, and there's just a lot more non-union work now. So because of that, the power of the union is much weaker. So they can kind of get away with pushing stuff a lot more. And you see like a lot of big productions that are completely non-union. So it's kind of, but I don't know. I'm not. I mean, I've been a member of Equity since I became a professional actor, but I'm not like one of those sort of socialist, it's all about the union type thing. I just think there's some idea of actors in the industry are so low on the totem pole and so disposable, and there's something about, if we have a collective power, we have a little bit more less likely to get fucked over, I feel like.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We have to just stand up for ourselves. I mean, nobody else would. Why would they?
No,
that's just logical.
Yeah. So you've been doing a lot of soaps in Ukraine, is that, and commercials?
So some, not that many.
Not a lot. Have you been doing any features?
Yeah, I did a few feature films. Ukraine is getting much better at that, because we had a few co-productions with France, with Italy.
Is that where you were in Paris? Because we were trying to set it up a while ago, but then you were in Paris.
Oh, that's that's us going to Nice and Cannes, and yeah, but we've shot like a feature film about Russian hackers.
Nice.
Who were trying to interfere into a like French voting system.
Nice. That sounds juicy.
But we play them as total pricks because like we still have conflict.
Yeah.
Well, not conflict, like a proper war.
Proper,
I mean,
yeah. Conflict's
Russia,
a nice way of putting it. Yeah.
I might get into trouble for saying that like it's just a little conflict. It's not. Right. It's like a huge thing. Like a lot of people have died, and that's ridiculous. I mean, like.
And it's still going on.
It's still going on. Yeah. Nobody knows what's going to happen. I'm sure you saw it on the news.
Yeah, no, I follow it fairly. Caitlin's family is partly Ukrainian, so yeah, I follow it fairly often. We've almost been a couple of times. In fact, the first place we were going to go to after my West End thing, but then coronavirus happened, was Ukraine. But obviously, all of that got cancelled. Obviously, not all of Ukraine. Certain parts. There's probably some good areas and less sensible areas to visit.
Well, like everywhere.
Like everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, the industry has been doing really well because we have a few production companies like Radioactive, and they've been doing service for Chernobyl, the TV show with Craig Mason. Like a lot of commercials for Nike, Apple Watch, I think it was, or something else. So yeah, like a lot of commercials, music videos. I think Ed Sheeran was here.
Oh God, have you seen his new thing with him and Elton John?
I haven't. I'm not following.
It's the worst thing I've ever seen. There we go.
Is it really so bad?
Do you want me to show you a bit of it?
I might check it out.
It's so bad that I don't really know what to say about it. It's the most cliched thing I've ever seen. And there's also this bit where they sort of sing about COVID. They're like, we know it's been tough, but have a drink. You're all right. And it's like, it's called Merry Christmas. So, they're leaning in hard. Here, I'll show you some of it to get your reaction.
Oh.
Sex symbol Ed.
Well, you haven't seen our president dance in high heels.
Yeah. Well, he was a comedian and an actor, wasn't he? So, that makes sense, doesn't it? Was he? I never saw him acting anything. Was he any good?
He got by. Oh yeah. He's like
play a president in a TV show before he actually became the actual president.
Yeah, that's what they did, and I think they sold it to Netflix. It might still be on. Yeah,
that's kind of amazing, and I'm pretty sure he held up his own against Trump and all of that. Although, the name Ukraine is constantly being bandied around in US scandals, isn't it? Like the whole time. Biden's and Trump's, like left and right, they're both, and I can't tell how much of it is just like smear, because obviously the US is like Russia equals evil, Ukraine equals Russia, that kind of stupid mentality. And obviously you don't have to talk about this, or I can just cut it out.
But I'm totally fine with that.
I'm just interested to hear your sort of take on it, and what the industry or the news or anything or the position is over there.
It's difficult because I don't know, like while we were at the drama center, whenever people would ask like, oh, where are you from? And I would say Ukraine. They would be, is that like in Africa or South America? I was like, nah, it's Eastern Europe. Oh, Russia. Well, yeah, whatever. So it didn't really matter to me. But like after the revolution has started, yeah, it totally changed my what I think about my identity. So I'm Jewish, so I'm not welcomed anywhere and almost everywhere. That adds to it. So, it's very strange time because it's like right now it's really rough. Maybe in like 50, 100 years time, it's gonna be like easier. But in terms of the industry, there was so much, so many things culturally were banned in USSR times.
Yeah,
like the language, the culture. So it's all kind of coming back, and
that sounds good.
I don't know. It's ups and downs. Yeah. But like you have to balance things. You have to spread them in a positive way. It doesn't.
Yeah,
You can't make somebody do something. You have to show them some other way, you know.
you would think so. A lot of governments seem to just insist on people doing things or else.
Yeah, but it's not effective. That's
No,
the thing.
it's not effective at all.
Not as.
Stop them anyway. It's bizarre. Do you think? Because obviously part of the reason that Russia invaded is just resources, but also because of the government being seen as sort of leaning more towards the quote unquote West, and sort of leaving the East in a way, right? Being like more maybe kind of trying to join the EU or being more part, all of that stuff. And Russia obviously doesn't like that at all. Do you see it moving in any kind of direction one way or the other? Or do you think it's like the situation's so tense, it kind of has to stay in this frozen holding pattern until something changes?
Well, I think the main reason for Russia is the fact that they don't want to deal with their own problems.
Right.
So, you know, you need to have like a war. That's how you explain to your people, you know, like what you're spending the money on,
Right.
why, you know.
Yeah, right, exactly. Distract from the problem.
Why the economy is going down all the time.
That's exactly, I don't know how much you follow UK politics, but that is exactly what just happened here. So the Tories and Boris Johnson are slipping in popularity because there's so many sleaze scandals, corruption, just everywhere, right? It's just disgusting. Anyway, the latest one came out, and so the Conservatives, in this kind of desperate move, were like, well, you know, what we're going to do is we're going to come down hard on drug dealers and drug takers. We're going to take away their passports and give them mandatory sentences. And everyone's like, what? Where's this coming from? Like, this came out of nowhere. And then independently, which newspaper? The Sunday Times did this investigation where they got these wipes that like detect drugs. And they went round the Houses of Parliament into these places that only people like MPs, people with access, are allowed to get to. And 11 out of the 12 sites they tested came up positive for drugs.
Shit.
Right there in the seat of power in the Houses of Parliament.
Well, I don't know. I'm not surprised. Are you?
No, I'm not so surprised. I'm just fucking sick of the hypocrisy. Like, they're acting like the big cancer on society is, I don't know, someone smoking a spliff or doing a line. It's like, hold on, you're doing that. And then at the same time, you're acting like those people. It's the hypocrisy, I guess, that pissed me off. And like you said, it's the distraction against. It's like they've been caught doing something wrong. Stuff's going to shit, and instead of trying to fix it or holding up their hands or explaining it or solving it, God forbid, no, instead they just like throw the blame onto something else. Just try and start some shit elsewhere and be like, there we go. Now we don't have to worry about it. And hopefully it just disappears and people stop talking about it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Endless. That's like an endless show.
Endless show. Speaking of endless, how much is COVID affecting the day-to-day life in Ukraine right now?
A lot. You need to have you need to either do a test or have to be vaccinated and have a certificate. Otherwise, you won't be able to get anywhere.
Yeah, that's quite a lot. So cafes and bars and restaurants and all that.
Yeah. They're still open, but yeah, you need to have either one or another. There's a lack of trust to the government, because you know, like whenever government tells you have to get vaccinated, you're like, and they had a new thing, like the president, he did a speech about how everybody will get like I don't know, 20-30 pounds on like cinema theater tickets for getting vaccinated. So whenever you hear that, you know, government is going to give you some money to get vaccinated, you're like, you know, If I thought about it before, then now I'm not so sure.
That's crazy. Did you hear about the one that they were doing in New York?
Nah, what is it?
To try and get people to get vaccinated, they were giving away free cheeseburgers. And the number one comorbidity alongside COVID is being obese. So they're literally giving people the sickness and the cure at the same time. Like it's just basically ridiculous. Yeah, it's not gone to vaccine passports here yet, but like basically they've been kind of hinting at it for the last few months, so I think it's just going to happen pretty soon.
Oh yeah, I mean it's unfortunately, it's not about our health. It's like 20% of it is about our health, but the rest of it, it's like creating the market, because like different vaccines work in different countries, and medical companies, they just fight for it.
Yeah,
that's why some of them don't get recognized in other countries.
Yeah.
Like we have one of those vaccines from China, and it's been really good for like most of the people, because it's not as hard on you as Pfizer. But for some reason you can't go with it like to Europe.
It's not recognized in the EU. It's the Sinovac one, is it? Yeah, that's not recognized in
Coronavac.
Oh, Coronavac. Yeah, they haven't recognized that in the EU or the UK or the US, I don't think. Same with the Russian one, the Sputnik one. Even though even though that's been shown to be quite effective too. It's not, like you said, it's 20% about if it's effective, and the rest is like, well, where's it come from? Do we like them?
Exactly. Well, I mean, like, come on, 21st century. What's the problem to come up with one vaccine, or like I don't know, a few vaccines that would be good for like different people? We split it like in the whole wrong way.
Yeah, we have. When do you think it's going to be over?
No idea. Like a year ago, Guardian was saying that it's going to take 2 years, but I don't know. It seems that like all the governments are enjoying this party. I mean, like it gave them so much, because you don't know whether it's going to work or not, how many people are going to be against it. So
yeah, that's one of the things they say. It's like if you're losing in the polls, start a war. That's when you get popular.
Exactly.
Fucking hell, mate. Right, let's not talk about any more fucking.
Sorry, yeah, that's
like... my fault. It's my fault. I started us down this. I showed us Ed Sheeran, and look what happened. Should have known. Yeah. I should have fucking known. Anyway, look, congratulations on getting engaged. That's great.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, you've got an engagement ring as well. This is the mod.
I did. I gave a ring to Kate on New Year's. And she was wearing it for like half a year, and then she was like, well, you're not wearing the ring, so I'm gonna get you one, because it's like it's fucking unfair.
Nice. Yeah, there's a really good video about that, which is there's this award show where, what's his name, is it Jamie Dornan, the guy who did 50 Shades of Grey?
I think so, yeah. So
there's this video where they're at an award show, because the reason I'm thinking of it is like my friend, our friend Christopher Burks, he's also got an engagement ring, right?
Oh my God. When I saw Chris in Fantastical Beasts,
yeah,
I was fucking hell. I was really surprised. It was really emotional to see him. That was great. Love it.
I love seeing friends in stuff. I mean, I saw you in Killing Eve and stuff. It's so.
I can't wait to see Hamish, because he did it. So,
I've been meaning
around her.
Hamish. He's quite hard to get in touch with as well, but I'm going to try and speak with him. Anyway, this is the video I was telling you about. It's only 20 seconds long. Normalize giving flowers to men. And look, it obviously, like, he loves it. It like means a lot to him. I think that's really sweet.
That's sweet. Yeah.
The male engagement ring. So congrats. Do you have a date for the big thing?
Not yet. Not yet. I mean, we're waiting on a baby, so maybe after that.
Oh Jesus! Well, fucking hell! Congratulations, mate.
Cheers.
You're
crazy.
You're gonna pass on your crazy genes. Well, I told you not to do this, but you wouldn't listen to me.
Yeah, I think between that and coronavirus, I don't even know which one's worse.
Well, hopefully your baby grows up in a post-COVID world. Are you going to find out the gender, or is it sex? Well, I don't know.
It's a she. It's a she.
It's a she
already. Yeah.
Have you named her yet, or is it going to wait until you meet her type thing?
Not yet. Not yet. We're still thinking about it. There's this app when when you can read like every week of what is happening to the baby, and
right.
like it compares it to some vegetable or fruit. So
right.
like every week we make a picture with we take a photo with the mango or I don't know, pineapple.
Yeah.
Depends on
how big.
What is the size? Yeah. How big the baby is.
How big is she?
She's like a mango, I think.
A mango.
Yeah.
One of my favorites.
Pretty big. Yeah.
Well, I hope she gets a bit bigger, but congratulations, man. That's amazing. Hey, before we go, because I know you've got to go in a minute. I just thought maybe like a nice ending bit, because it's so nice to see you. Can I just say this has been it's just
likewise.
So it's really
likewise
nice to with people. So I was just wondering, like, maybe we could do like a thing like at the end of like a COVID low and a COVID high, but you're not allowed to do the engagement or the baby. We're going to take them as, yeah. So like, what's been the moment from the pandemic that's been like, oh my God, your lowest, and then the moment that's been like the highest? No pressure.
but my engagement and the baby that all happened. Okay, well, the worst one, the lowest. I think the lowest was when I got the COVID, and like for 3 days you're out. You can't do anything.
Yeah.
And like a few of my friends' relatives, a few of the friends have passed. So those were like the toughest. Yeah.
So sorry.
Yeah, the lowest points. But it's and not only that, but like one of my classmates, he texted me one night, and we haven't seen each other for like 10 years or something like that. He said that his mother, she's in the hospital, and like he doesn't know what to do. He needs the money, so I sent the money to him. But then I found out that his mother is okay, and he just turned out to be a dickhead.
No way.
Yeah, and that was very disappointing. But I was happy his mother was alive, so that was the high point. She is okay.
She's okay, and she's got a lovely new dress as well. How great.
Well, I wish he would spend those money on the dress for his mother, but I think that they went like to the wrong place. And the highest ones, like when you can travel somewhere, it's just there's something special about it, because it becomes more different. But still, like we in Ukraine, we still remember that, we have that gene of the being behind the Iron Curtain. Like whenever you travel, you feel like an illegal immigrant, like you're breaking. I don't know. Do you get that feeling like when you go to another country, like you're breaking some law?
So since the pandemic, I have had that feeling. But before that, going back to something you said before, the only time I have that is like, so Caitlin grew up in New York, right? So like for her, there's like I think it's like the third biggest amount of Jews in the world are in New York, right? So it's like it's normal for her. But then like if we are traveling, like sometimes they'll be like, so where are you from? And who, and like if we're in a certain situation, Caitlin's like, yeah, Rob's Jewish. There's that thing in my head. I'm like, don't fucking tell people. You don't fucking know what these guys believe. We were kicked out of this country 300 years ago. I think that's the closest I get to it. But maybe.
So what were the lowest and the highest for you?
For me, well, people who listen to the show will have heard it, but the lowest was the West End debut being cut short.
Oh shit, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah,
it happened to a friend of mine. He was supposed to do a show at the Royal Court. He lives in Poland right now. But the good thing for him was that they had to cancel the show, but he got the money. And then they tried to do it again, and they had to cancel it again, and he got he got the money.
Well, we're gonna try and do ours again, but I think we're gonna wait till there's a lot less COVID around.
Were you insured? Did you get the money?
Yeah.
Did you get it? Nice.
That's the good thing about equity, and like I said, you got the contract, so I was okay for that, but not for the tour. We had like a full national, international thing all lined up, so none of that.
Where would you go?
We had a number of dates in the UK. We have various cities, Birmingham, Leicester, Edinburgh, Glasgow, a few more, and then we were gonna do America as well. We had some New York, Boston, Washington. It's gonna be amazing.
Nice. I hope it's gonna happen.
I hope so. So that would, if that happens, that would be the COVID high. But other than that, it's been talking to you. Oh dear, mate, this has been absolutely excellent. So what have you got to go and do? Are you doing anything exciting today?
Do you know what? I think you're gonna be the only person I'm gonna share it with. I went, because I have a day off today, so I went back to Dnipro. Like, I'm based in Kiev, but Dnipro is my hometown, right. And I'm changing my fucking name in the passport.
So wait, to Robert, because
it's not my real name.
It's not your real name, right? You're Boria.
Yeah. Yes.
So you're going to join the Robert Club?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh mate,
because it's got to be official.
I mean, you've always been a member of the Robert Club, but why not make it?
Oh, do you know what? Did you have that thing on Instagram? There's the whole fucking group of Robert Feldman. Oh, you're not Feldman, right?
I'm not Feldman yet.
Maybe you should change your surname to Feldman. And then there's like Robert Feldman Council, some shit like that. And there's like 8 people, and like.
Are you joining? You're going to be an official member. I'm going to look up the Robert Feldman Council. That sounds absolutely hilarious. Well, dude, congratulations on your new name.
Cheers.
And on your baby and engagement and all the rest of it. It's been an
that's because of her, because we don't have like middle names. We have like names after your like father.
Yeah, patronymic, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that thing. So she will have a proper patronymic.
Okay, good. I've heard that the name Neumark is lovely, lovely girl's name. So consider it. You can just have that for free.
Maybe Caitlin.
Oh, dude. Right, let's talk sooner than however many years it's been again, right?
Oh, please, yes,
Yeah,
please, yes,
for my own
yes.
sanity as well as yours. But you're doing well. It's nice to see
I
you.
look forward to hearing more of your podcasts, maybe with some of our ex-classmates.
Yeah.
Is it like ex-classmates or like we're classmates forever?
I think we're classmates forever, baby.
I like that.
Me too. Take care.
Cool. Take care.
All right. Peace out.